I love this sport. It's a pretty cool thing in decathlon. It's taken me to so many places that I never really would have thought I would go.
This is the gold medalist, Damian Warner for Canada.
When I first started, I was a basketball player, and that was my love. I always wanted to be like Vince Carter when I was younger. Obviously that didn't happen for me, but my coaches introduced me to track and field. And when I first started doing it, I didn't really enjoy it because it was so different from basketball, which was my love at the time. Basketball, you have a team and you're all working together for a certain goal. And then in track and field, it's basically you competing against other people all by yourself. So that was a little different. And I think it's when I started to do well in track and field where I was just like, you know what, this is kind of fun. I think winning solves a lot of things. And when you start winning, you start to enjoy it a little bit more. And people kind of told me like, oh, you can qualify for the Olympics or you can go to the World Championships. And then once I saw that that was a little bit more realistic, that's when I was just like, you know, this is not too bad. Ever since I started track and field, getting a Canadian singlet and going to represent Canada at the Commonwealth Games, the Olympics, the World Championships, any kind of those competitions, it's always a special thing. And you unpack your gear and it's like Christmas morning. So it's pretty cool, and I hope that feeling never leaves.
Superb hurdling from Warner. It's a lifetime best, and Warner was in a different class to the rest.
2014 was pretty fun. I enjoyed my experience at the Commonwealth Games. It was a little bit tricky because that was the first time in my career where I experienced an injury leading up to a major event. And it was a little bit stressful because I was the favorite at the same time. So there's things going on in my head like, am I gonna fail? Am I gonna let this go down? And just kind of trusted my coaches and my physio staff leading up, and it worked out really well. I had an awesome time at the games. I won the competition. I broke some individual records in between, and I just really enjoyed it. Glasgow did an awesome job putting the games together.
Damian Warner with a new lifetime best. The Canadian is right back to form.
It's my job now to keep that title in Canada, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a pretty big challenge to try to master the decathlon because there's so many events, but also like very little time. On the first day you have 5 events, 100 meters, long jump, shot put, high jump, and the 400. And then on the second day you have hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, and the 1500. The way I always look at it is that there's 10 different events in only 7 days of the week, so it's really hard to kind of manage all the events. Whenever I'm given the opportunity, I take it where I can go in there and train with a sprinter or train with a hurdler. For example, last year I got to hurdle with Aries Merritt, who is the world record holder in the hurdles. I got the pole vault with Steve Lewis, who is I think the Great Britain record holder for pole vault, and just so many others for individual events. And I think that's the cool part of being a decathlete is that I can train with these guys and they're all willing to give me advice and help me out because I'm not necessarily their competitors. So I think that's one of my favorite things is just being able to train with a specialist, pick their brain and try to learn as much so I can help myself be the best decathlete I can be. I didn't get the result that I wanted in 2016, and I wasn't as mature as I needed to be. I didn't take the responsibilities maybe that I needed to take. A lot of little things that I should have did probably to get me to a higher level. I can see the potential that I have in some of the events. And when you add up all those individual events, I can see what kind of scores that will bring me to. I don't think that I've seen the best of myself yet. When I was younger, my mom told me that you could do anything you set your mind to. That's something that throughout my life I've tried to challenge and see if it was true. And so far, throughout my life, it hasn't let me down. Anything that I've wanted to achieve at this point, I've gotten close to or I have achieved. I believe that if I keep working hard and I do the right steps, then I'll be able to achieve my goals of 9,000 points in a world record. And I think before I was a little bit scared to say that those are my goals because I didn't want to fail, but those are the things that I want, and I'm not scared to tell people that that's what I'm going for. And I'll live with whatever result comes at the end of the day, but I believe that I can achieve it.